Take a breath for a second, because if you rely on Social Security in any form, what we're about to talk about could directly affect your life, your family, and your wallet as soon as tomorrow. Picture this. You wake up, check your bank account like you always do, and instead of the usual balance, you see a number that makes your heart skip, $20,400. For some Americans, that number could mean groceries without stress, rent paid on time, or finally catching up on bills that have been piling up for months, and that's why this moment matters. Right now, millions of people across the country are asking the same urgent question. Is a $2,400 Social Security payment really landing tomorrow, and does it apply to me? If you're on Social Security retirement, SSDI, SSI, or helping a parent or grandparent who depends on these payments, this isn't just news. This is personal. This is about whether your budget works this month or breaks. Over the last 24 hours, chatter has exploded online. Headlines are flying. Social media is buzzing. Some are celebrating early, others are confused, anxious, or worried about missing out. And here's the truth. Not everyone is hearing the full story. That's where this video comes in. Because when it comes to your money, half information can be just as dangerous as no information at all. We're going to slow this down just enough to make it clear, but keep it moving fast so you don't miss a thing. We'll break down who could see a payment close to $2,400, why some deposits are arriving earlier than expected, what determines the exact amount you receive, and what you must check right now to avoid surprises. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand, and whether tomorrow is just another day or a financial turning point for you and your family. Why everyone is talking about $2,400 right now. Let's address the number that has everyone's attention, $2,400. This figure didn't come out of nowhere, and it's not random, but it is being misunderstood by a lot of people. And that misunderstanding is what's creating confusion, panic, and false hope all at the same time. For some Americans, $2,400 represents a combined monthly Social Security benefit, not a flat check sent to everyone. That total can come from several factors stacking together: higher lifetime earnings, delayed retirement credits, spousal benefits, or adjustments that compound over time. When people hear $2,400, what they're really hearing is the upper range of what some beneficiaries are seeing hit their accounts, not a universal payment. Here's why this matters to you. If you've worked for decades, paid into the system, and either waited to claim benefits or qualified for additional credits, your monthly payment may be significantly higher than average. Add in cost of living adjustments that have accumulated year after year, and suddenly, that number doesn't sound so impossible. But there's another reason this number is popping up right now: timing. Social Security payments don't all arrive on the same day. They're staggered based on your birth date, benefit type, and how you receive your money. Sometimes, when weekends or banking processing schedules shift, deposits appear earlier than expected. And when that happens, it feels sudden. It feels dramatic. It feels like something big just happened, even when the system has been working this way quietly for years. That's why some people are waking up to deposits they weren't emotionally prepared for, while others are checking their accounts repeatedly and seeing nothing. The key is understanding where you fall in this system, not just reacting to headlines. In the next section, we're going to break down exactly who is most likely to see a payment tomorrow, and who may need to wait just a little longer, because knowing that difference can save you a lot of stress. Who could actually see a payment tomorrow? Now let's get specific, because this is the part that directly affects you and your household. Whether a payment lands tomorrow depends on a few critical factors, and none of them are random. First, it depends on what type of benefit you receive. Social Security retirement benefits follow a structured payment schedule tied to your birth date. If your birthday falls earlier in the month, your payment is usually scheduled earlier as well. For SSDI recipients, the schedule often mirrors retirement benefits, unless you receive SSI or a combined benefit. Second, how you receive your money matters. Direct deposit is faster, cleaner, and more predictable. If you're still receiving paper checks, delays are more common, especially around weekends and holidays. Many people who think they didn't get paid are actually just waiting on postal delivery, not missing money. Third, and this is crucial, bank processing times vary. Some banks release funds as soon as they receive notice from the Treasury. Others hold deposits until the official payment date. That means two people with the same benefit amount can see their money on different days, even though nothing is wrong. This is where suspense builds, because if your bank processes early deposits and your benefit qualifies for the higher range, your account balance could change overnight. But if your bank doesn't, you may not see anything yet, and that doesn't mean you're excluded. The worst thing you can do right now is panic, assume something went wrong, or start changing financial plans based on incomplete information. The best thing you can do is understand your benefit type, check your payment method, and stay alert without jumping to conclusions. In the next section, we're going to talk about why some people are seeing higher than expected amounts and what that means for your long-term financial picture, because this isn't just about tomorrow, it's about what comes next. Why some payments look bigger than expected. One of the biggest emotional moments for viewers right now is this. People are opening their banking apps and seeing numbers that feel larger than normal. And naturally, the question hits hard. Is this a mistake, or is this real money I can rely on? In many cases, it's real, but it's not random. Over time, Social Security benefits can increase in ways that aren't always obvious month to month. Cost of living adjustments don't just disappear, they compound. Delayed retirement credits don't announce themselves every year, they quietly add value. And if you're receiving benefits tied to a spouse's work record, those calculations can shift as well. Another factor is payment alignment. Sometimes, when dates shift or previous delays resolve, amounts can appear larger because they reflect adjusted timing, not extra bonuses. This is where people get confused and assume something special is happening, when in reality, the system is correcting itself. Still, that doesn't make the moment any less emotional. When you've been stretched thin for months or years, even a small increase feels huge. It feels like relief. It feels like validation, and it's completely normal to feel hopeful. Just make sure that hope is grounded in understanding, not assumptions. In the next section, we'll talk about what you should do immediately after checking your account and how to protect yourself from misinformation, scams, and costly mistakes, because when money moves, so do bad actors. What you must check immediately. The moment you see a deposit, or don't, your next move matters. This is where smart decisions protect your wallet. First, verify the source of the deposit. Legitimate Social Security payments come from the U.S. Treasury and follow consistent labeling. If something looks off, don't spend it until you confirm. Second, log into your official Social Security account. This is the fastest way to see what amount was issued, when it was sent, and why. Never rely solely on social media posts or forwarded messages. Third, be alert for scams. Anytime there's buzz about payments, scammers move fast. No one from Social Security will call you demanding information, threatening benefits, or asking for fees. This moment is about staying calm, informed, and in control. What this means for your monthly budget. Whether your payment is $100, $2,000, or close to $2,400, this is a chance to pause and reassess. Not panic, not splurge. Reassess. Look at necessities first. Housing, food, utilities, medical needs. When income stabilizes, even slightly, it creates breathing room, and breathing room is power. Why timing matters more than ever. In today's economy, timing isn't just convenient, it's critical. Bills don't wait, prices don't pause. That's why understanding your payment schedule gives you leverage. When you know when money arrives, you control how it works for you. The emotional side. No one talks about money isn't just math. It's stress, it's sleep, it's dignity. For millions of Americans, Social Security is the difference between stability and constant worry. If you're feeling emotional about this moment, you're not alone and you're not weak. You're human. What to expect next? This isn't the last update. Payment schedules shift, policies evolve, adjustments happen quietly, and those who stay informed are always one step ahead. This channel exists to make sure you're never caught off guard. The biggest mistakes people make. Right after a payment hits when money finally lands, especially after weeks or months of financial pressure, emotions take over. Relief floods in. Stress loosens its grip. And for a brief moment, it feels like you can finally exhale. But this is also the moment where small mistakes can quietly undo big progress. One of the most common mistakes people make is assuming that a higher payment means everything is suddenly fixed. It doesn't. This payment, whether it's close to $2,400 or not, is part of a system, not a jackpot. Treating it like a windfall instead of a foundation can leave you scrambling again next month. Another mistake is reacting too fast. Some people immediately commit money to expenses without checking upcoming obligations. Others rush to pay off the loudest bill instead of the most important one. And some, unfortunately, let urgency override verification, clicking links, answering calls, or sharing information they shouldn't. That's how people lose money after receiving money. There's also a silent mistake that doesn't get talked about enough: not planning for changes. Social Security payments can adjust. Banking timelines can shift. Life happens. If your entire plan depends on one specific amount arriving on one specific day, you're vulnerable. The strongest position is flexibility, knowing your baseline, your buffer, and your priorities. This doesn't mean you can't use the money. It means you should use it with intention. Start with stability. Lock down essentials. Reduce stress points. Then, and only then, think about comfort or catch-up. The goal isn't just surviving this month. The goal is creating a rhythm where payments support your life instead of controlling it. And in the next section, we're going to talk about something even bigger. Why staying informed right now could matter more than the amount of this payment itself, and how people who pay attention early always come out ahead. Why this moment is a warning and an opportunity. Here's the part most headlines won't tell you. Moments like this are rarely isolated. When attention suddenly focuses on Social Security payments, it's usually because change is in the air. Sometimes it's administrative, sometimes it's economic pressure, sometimes it's policy conversations happening quietly in the background. That's why this moment should be treated as both a warning and an opportunity. The warning is simple. Systems evolve whether you're watching or not. Payment schedules shift. Rules adjust. Requirements tighten or loosen. And the people who feel blindsided are usually the ones who weren't tracking updates until something went wrong. The opportunity is just as powerful. When you stay informed, you gain time, and time is leverage. You can prepare before changes hit. You can ask questions before confusion spreads. You can adjust expectations before disappointment sets in. And most importantly, you stop relying on rumors and start relying on clarity. Think about how many people only learn about financial changes after they've already been affected. Late fees, missed payments, lost benefits. That doesn't happen because they're careless. It happens because information didn't reach them in time. That's why following updates like this matters. Not because every video promises more money, but because every update gives you awareness. And awareness protects your family just as much as income does. If you're watching this right now, you're already doing something right. You're paying attention, you're asking questions, you're choosing understanding over fear. And that's exactly where you want to be, because the people who stay informed today are the ones who feel prepared tomorrow. Stay connected, stay alert, and stay with us, because your money, your family, and your future deserve clarity. Subscribe, stay informed, and we'll keep watching the system so you don't have to.